This watch is ass. I love it. I love ass. Only douchebags buy this watch. I bought 5 of them. I am a douchebag. Times 5. This watch is ass. It was April of 2023. I landed a job in Waikiki shooting for the Royal Hawaiian Center. During this time, there were small remnants of the MoonSwatch hype still circling around the internet. I remember checking the price for the Mission to the Moon reference, and it was still around $700. I remember the Neptune being around $1,200 at this time. I'm not a flipper, never had any intentions to be one, but if there happened to be a Mission to the Moon or a Mission to Neptune at the Swatch store at the Ala Moana Center in Waikiki, I would have gave it a shot because why not? Waikiki plays a big role in this story because at the time, my hometown in Atlanta, Georgia did not have a Swatch store. It does now, but they don't carry any of the Blancpain collabs, which is kind of infuriating. It's pretty annoying. Anyway, this may not be the case now, but the rule inside the Swatch store back then was 1 watch per customer. Since I went with my wife every time, we were able to buy 2. The first 2 I bought, I believe, was the Jupiter and the Pluto. And the next day, we bought the Mercury and the Earth. I had no intentions of buying any of the other planet references, but when I was inside Swatch, I definitely felt like a kid in a candy store again. Being a fan of watches and being a fan of Omega, how could you not? It's like, they're so fun. Waikiki was great and it was a job well done. I didn't get the Moon or the Neptune, but I have no regrets. A few months later, my wife, she was running errands at the local mall and noticed that the Swatch store had finally opened. She randomly walked in, asked if they had a Moon, and they ended up having one, so she bought it for me. Guys, if you're a channel regular, I hope you've noticed a trend with my collecting journey. If you find yourself a good woman, she'll buy you watches. This latest bioceramic timekeeping acquisition rounded out my MoonSwatch collection to 5. 5 is way too much. I was starting to feel a little crazy, so long story short, I gifted 1 and traded 3 for an Oris TT1 GMT. I kept the Moon, obviously, because it's kind of the main character out of the bunch, and also it was a gift from my wife, so at this point I can't ever get rid of it. It's here to stay forever. The dimensions of the case is almost a 1-to-1 of the original Speedmaster Professional, except the width is 0.75 millimeters thinner and the lug-to-lug is 0.5 millimeters shorter. Speaking objectively, this watch is kind of crap. It looks cheap, it feels cheap, the pushers feel cheap, the crown feels cheap, the strap it comes with, it looks nice but it kind of sucks. One thing I will say is the lines on the case are razor sharp. The dial and the tachometer bezel are done really well. And my favorite feature of this watch is the case back. I like the text and the overall message printed on the back. It reads, "Dream big, fly higher, explore the universe, reach for the planets, enjoy the mission." The movement is an ETA G10.212 quartz chronograph. One neat trick this watch has is moving the crown into the first position gives you access to manually setting the chronograph hand if it ever gets out of place. The crystal is straight plastic, it scratches super easy and legibility is super low due to reflections. But cheap made watches do cheap things. I fashioned my MoonSwatch with a James Bond style nylon strap that I think pairs well with the case. I think the box it comes in is a nice touch. Simple and a clever design. I think this watch makes a great gift, so if you're watching this and don't own one yet, time to start sending those hints to your friends and family. The holiday season is coming up too. At $270 US, I can give you a full-blown multi-page essay of what watches you should consider before even thinking about buying one of these. But to everyone that bought one and decided to keep it in their collection, cheers. I have my reason for keeping mine, and you probably have your reasons for keeping yours, and it's all good. I do enjoy having this watch in my collection. I'll randomly have days where I feel like wearing it out. I can't ever wear this watch out to work because I genuinely fear that I'll break it. But if it's like a super casual thing with friends, I'll take it out of the watch box and give it a spin once in a while. Working in advertising, I understand the mental, physical, and sometimes emotional distress that comes with building campaigns and executing a plan. All the marketing and planning that went into this release, it all worked because this whole project caught fire. I remember a time when my YouTube feed was all MoonSwatch all the time. I remember when non-watch outlets and publications that never spoke about watches were suddenly talking about the MoonSwatch. Friends that never spoke to me about watches were suddenly interested, so much to the point when I traveled to cities that had Swatch stores, they asked me to buy them one so they could start their watch collections. So from the advertiser's point of view, this watch represents to me a great concept, a great idea, with great timing. When this watch got released, I remember the opinions across the web. It was kind of all over the place. Some people hated it, some people loved it, some people were indifferent about it. Personally, for me, I don't think this watch is like an abomination to watch culture. I think it's fun. I do think $270 for a cheap little piece of plastic is a bit much. I do wish Swatch started the pricing of this watch at around $150, but capitalism's gonna do what capitalism do. As always, I appreciate the ongoing support. If you have a moment to reminisce, I'd love to hear about your Swatch story. I mean, think about it. We witness lines outside of a watch store. Like, I don't think that'll ever happen again in our lives. It was a pretty crazy moment, especially for like watch people. So tell me yours. Which one did you end up getting? Did you collect? I wonder if there are people out there that collected like all of them. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so let me know. Hit me in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe. Would appreciate it so much, and I'll see you on the next video.